So you're only allowed to get within 10 meters of them. So we'll just come up to this bush and squat down. This very island that we're standing on right now, he slowly started killing everyone here. So he basically took over this island, killed in excess of probably 150 people. That's just the beginning of the story. G'day legends, welcome back to another episode. If you're new to the channel, you're just in time to join us on our new journey of a 5,000 nautical mile, 7-month trip to Indonesia. We're travelling from Mandurah up the Western Australian coast, all the way to Indo. It's going to be epic. Last week we put in the hard yards, sailing at 30 knot winds from Mandurah up the coast to the Abrolhos Islands. But this week we get to have some R&R at the islands, just exploring, before later we take off to Shark Bay. Can't wait to show you guys this week. Let's get into it. Time for a little explore mission. We'll jump in the tender, go check out this island. Some of you might be wondering, hey, I thought that white rope in the front of the tender was a bit long before. Probably right. Someone decided to run over the tender rope this morning and nearly sink the tender. Yeah, it was me. That's right, sorted it out. We were swimming early this morning when we were changing mooring bar. Anyway, let's go check out this island. Yep. Halfway, let's stop all over. What a cool little island. Don't like to see that though. Chuck that in the dinghy. So guys, we found this cool little sand key out here, just behind Eva, the yacht, and it's full of sea lions. Look at this. Spotted all across. So you're only allowed to get within 10 meters of them. So we'll just come up to this bush and squat down. Say g'day. This one's coming over to see. Look at this one checking out the tender. Hey buddy. So guys, it might not look like it, but this is actually a super significant colony of sea lions, as they are the most northern breeding group of sea lions in Australia. On average, this specific species of sea lions, the Australian sea lions, only live to about 20 to 25 years of age. Currently, they're classified as an endangered species with a population estimate of only 10,000 to 12,000 left in the wild, which is not very many. And these guys are free-diving experts, reaching depths of around 90 metres. In fact, the deepest recorded dive off the coast of Western Australia is 245 metres for a male sea lion. That is absolutely crazy. They dive to these depths in search of food, including crustaceans such as crayfish, cephalopods including octopus and squid, and of course your fish. Most of the sea lions on this island are actually females, and they make incredible mothers. In fact, they return to their place of birth to breed, and after a 17-month gestation period, give birth to a pup, which they then nurse for a following 18 months, meaning that they are taking care of one pup for 3 years straight. I reckon it's pretty important to protect these ocean puppy dogs. What about you? Au revoir, curious little sea lions. Enjoy your slumbers and your nice little sand island. Okay guys, been absolutely crappy weather this morning. Woke up and it was raining, and then it was blowing arse off really. But yeah, we don't have any dinner, nothing defrosted. So I have to go catch a fish. It's getting late though. I think it's 4 o'clock or something. So we've got about half an hour to do it in. So that's today's mission. We're going to go spearing. We've got half an hour, go get something for dinner. Bluest water I've ever seen. This place just keeps on providing. Another nice baldy for dinner. Woo. Gotta be happy with that when you can just come out any old day, catch yourself a feed for dinner. How's it leaving on the boats now? Yep.
I need your weight belt. Huh? Oh yeah.
Just a little eat up for dinner while we're not going hungry. This weather, it's ridiculous. Right. Mania Beach. Story for you. A bit of history, if you will. This very island that we're standing on right now, called Beacon Island, these days, is actually an island where a bunch of shipwrecked Dutch people landed. So in 1629, years and years ago, Batavia, a big merchant ship crashed right on those breakers over there. That's called Morning Reef. And so they've crashed over there at 3 AM in the morning on the 4th of June, 1629. And the survivors made it in the little longboats to this island right here, Beacon Island. Previous to when they crashed, there was a planned mutiny on Batavia, but they hadn't executed it yet. And so by the time they got to this island, the mutiny was bound to happen. And so Jacobs and Pelser, the skipper and the upper merchant, they took off on a longboat to go to the mainland of Australia to find some water, because they were going to be buggered out here if they didn't have any water. And eventually they took off back up to Java to go and get help in Indonesia. So there was 320 people, a bit over, on the merchant ship when it crashed on Batavia, and 200 of which made it to this island right here. And it's a tiny island, as you can see from the drone footage. 200 people in here was not going to last too long. The first few days they were dropping dead from dehydration, but they were lucky that it rained. They were in fact even drinking the blood of sea lions here just to stay a little bit hydrated. Anyway, they were lucky enough after that to have consistent rain, because it was June, the middle of the winter, and that was enough to keep them hydrated enough to survive. So the person in charge of this island's name was Geronimus Cornelius, something like that anyway. Many of them could swim back then, so he's drifted back into this island. He had the most authority out of anyone, so he took control of the island, and he was being a pretty good leader. But once he got bored of that, he slowly started killing everyone here. So he started making excuses for why he was killing people. If you stole wine, you'd get executed. If you chatted back, you'd get executed. And then eventually he just didn't need any excuses. He had to get rid of the numbers, down from 200 people. So over at Traders Island there, he dropped about 25 people. Over at what's called Long Island now, they called it Seals Island, he dropped 40 people, including 4 pregnant women, children, about 20 boys, and a few soldiers. And over from that, you got Wallaby Island, where he dropped another 20 soldiers. They were the biggest threat to him, the 20 soldiers he dropped at Wallaby Island, so that's why he dropped them the furthest away. He thought he was just banishing them to death, and the soldiers had found water. So these guys, down at Traders Island, had tried to steam over in their little homemade rafts that they made over there after they realised they'd been deserted. Tried to get over. But Cornelius has come over here, intercepted in their decent boats that they had from the Batavia wreck, and then as he's intercepted them, killed a couple of them, dragged their boat into shore here, and he's killed the rest. That's when the rest of the survivors here realised there was a mutiny and that they were in big trouble. But it was a bit late because he already had dozens of soldiers and sailors at his disposal, ready to work for him. So he basically took over this island, killed in excess of hundreds of people, probably 150 people. Yeah, it's a long story, and there's some good books on it. Batavia's Graveyard's the best book about it. So eventually, after a couple of months, somehow they managed to find their way back here, which is a miracle, really, because they had no chance of Australia or anything in 1629. And they've come back and they've rescued the remaining survivors, whoever survived the massacre. And then Cornelius, well, they sorted him out properly. So that's the history to this island, which is pretty epic, pretty hectic story. Way more to it than I just explained, but pretty special to be here with the boat just moored right off the back of this super historical island. And it looks pretty beautiful during the daytime, but there's a pretty grim story behind it, which you now know. Anyway, we got to leave the Abrolhos today, unfortunately. It's been an absolutely splendid time. We went back to Jarrah for the weekend because it was windy. But we got to leave around lunchtime today, and we have to punch all the way 150 miles up the coast to Shark Bay in one little push tonight. And then once the wind dies, we'll be stuck in Denham for a bit. So yeah, let's bloody do this. Okay, so it's about midday, 12 o'clock on Tuesday. Just left Abrolhos. And we've got about 24 hours of sailing if the wind picks up. Not at this rate. We've got 3 days at this rate. About 24 hours of sailing before we get to Shark Bay, just to turn into Shark Bay. So we might be in Denham in about 30 hours. So we'll chuck out the lures, the trolling lures, out the back, try and catch some fish. And kick back. 3, 2, 1, go. Another lure. Oh shit! That was like 2 minutes of putting, oh not even 30 seconds of putting a skirt out the back. Go down, mate. Faster, faster, faster. Faster. Oh, that's why it was hard. It's a big yellowfin. That's why this place is so crazy. Big, half decent yellowfin in 15 metres of water. It comes somewhere. Get him in. Oh, he's making a mess of the boat. Well, that's alright. We got some dinner. Just a little bit. Sushi for dinner. Decent yellowfin. Quite heavy. Gonna have to bleed him and chop him on now. That's a big job. Phew. Stoked with that. I should have seen a take. I literally let the lure out 10 seconds later. What's the surface? What fast cats. Hectic. Little striped bees, no good. Ready to rock and roll. Hopefully we don't catch a fish whilst we're feeling. Yeah, we work around the fish. We can't move it. So it is what it is. Okay, fishy. We'll appreciate you. Au revoir. We got sashimi. Yellowfin is one of the best. Bluefin, yellowfin. I personally, the yellowfin is better. For the day, started off with that tuna, and now we got plenty of sailing ahead of us. About lunchtime tomorrow, we'll get there. Dad's already cracking tin, and we'll watch the sunset go down. We're double reefed for the night because she's quite blustery. We want to get this jib sorted out in a second. It's not doing what we wanted to. But yeah, we'll see you in the morning, and we'll be shark by midday tomorrow, hopefully. Phew. So guys, I'm absolutely buggered. We've been sailing for 24 hours, but Dad just pointed out he thought he saw a whale. It's actually an orca, I'm pretty sure, so I'm going to try and throw the drone up. We're getting the sail down now. See if we can't see some killer whales. That would be insane. So this is actually insane. We got some orcas off the back. Found them on the drone. There's a massive shark chasing them, and they got a fair few babies with them, so just wondering if they've just given birth and the shark's following them because of that. I thought a shark would steer well clear of these guys, to be honest. So guys, the lack of sleep I had over the past 36 hours did not let me show how stoked I was to see these killer whales, but man, I was over the moon. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen to date on the water. Not only did I get to see orcas for the first time in the wild after years of searching for them, but they had 2 calves and they were feeding. I've actually heard reports saying that in the past 3 years in this particular area, only 1 calf has ever been sighted. So to see 2 at once is incredibly rare. Orcas are my actual favourite animal in the world, and one of the coolest things about them is their emotional intelligence. Scientists believe it's far superior to human beings, in fact, and that they've got a whole different world of emotional connections between their pod. You can see in this footage that at the start there was a big white animal, probably a dolphin, and they're sharing it around between themselves, and they're showing the calves actually how to eat and hunt. You can also see the sharks hanging out the back picking up the scraps, which I reckon is pretty game of them, to be honest, because they could quickly become the food. Most orca pods around the world have 1 or 2 particular species of animals that they concentrate on hunting. So your northern WA species generally concentrate on hunting cetaceans such as dolphins and baby humpback whales. Anyway guys, I don't know about you, but this is today the coolest on-water experience I've ever had in my life, and it's going to be hard to top. I just went on a wild chase for the drone. It disconnected the remote. I don't know why. These cliffs or something just play havoc around here with the remote. Anyway, at 1%, it was lowering itself into the ocean. Dad just spotted it. And I crash landed into the mast and it dropped, and all I wanted was that SIM card, the SD card. The drone, I wouldn't have been happy to lose, but even better to get the drone as well. Oh, I'm shaking. That was scary shit. But we filmed orcas, so that's sick.
Pretty special.
Oh. There you go, Dad's backing off the boat. Right, it's on weights. 26-hour sail or 28-hour, whatever it ended up being. And seeing those orcas, this is exactly what you want to come into when you're anchoring for the night. Holy moly. I don't think you can beat that. I don't know if it's real right now. I think I'm dreaming. Bloody superb, but we're going to probably go around the corner, up around there, find an anchorage for the night. Forecast says it's going to stay like this all night, which I'm pretty bloody happy with. But, yeah. Oh, it got much bloody better than that. We found a little anchorage tucked away in a little bay along Dirk Hartog Island. Cooking up some... It's pork, it's not fish, but it was defrosted, so we had to eat it. Don't get up me. We've had a lot of fish. But yeah, sun's just set. Dad's fixing some things that broke last night. But, yeah. Bloody splendid end to the day. Start of it was rocky and rolly and a bit crabby. But I see those killer whales were unreal. Luckily didn't crash the drone, and yeah, couldn't complain about cooking up a feed in these conditions, eh? Oh well, see you right. Hey guys, if you've made it this far, you're a true legend. Thanks so much for watching, it really does mean the world to me. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you this time next week in Shark Bay. How can you beat that, honestly? Whew. Looking forward to this, Bean.